What a game, 118-99. It is all over, and there will be a game 7. You know what? I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that the Kings won this game, but I am absolutely shocked that they blew out the Warriors. They blew them out. I mean, they blew them out. Absolutely blew them off the floor. Post-game show, Ryan and Sacktown, all coming up, and we will talk about a big game 7. The Kings win 118-99. De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk were absolutely dominant in this game. Dominant, Ryan. Dominant.
It took over at all the right times, Grant. De'Aaron seemed to know the limitations of what to do and what not to do with that finger. And Sacramento fans, you got a golden ticket to Game 7, baby.
It is a golden ticket, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
It's a gold bar. If you have tickets,
yes.
Each ticket's a gold bar, right?
Yes. So enjoy that gold bar and decide what the heck you're going to do with it. I'd go down to David Stern Walkway if I were you, but to each.
All right, how about Malik Monk off the bench? 32 minutes. He had 28 points. He made 9 of 10 from the line, 8 of 14 from the floor, plus 21 for the game.
Spectacular, Grant. I said in the pregame he had to have between 25 and 30 points. We had to have that bench performance tonight, and he brought the energy. He pushed that team along, and when Monk performs that way, this is a very hard team to beat.
Raise your hand if you had the Kings winning with Sabonis only scoring 7 points. How about that? I mean, could you imagine if I told you before the game that the Kings would blow out the Warriors and Sabonis would only have 7 points?
Yeah, blow out. Yeah, I wouldn't believe that.
They blew them out. They blew them out. They beat them by 19 points.
But yeah, and here's a surprising thing. Sabonis was still a plus 11 for the game. So pretty amazing. But yeah, I would not think that was possible, Grant.
And I got to tell you, I thought, and again, I said this before the game, I thought this was a good officiating crew. I thought the officiating was horrible in this game. I thought the Warriors got a lot of calls. I thought they missed a lot of calls on the Kings. It didn't have an impact in the game, but the officials missed a lot of bad fouls on the Warriors.
Yeah, I thought that there was a decent amount, and it went both ways, but poorly officiated for sure. But it affected both teams.
All right, so the Kings are on their way to a game 7. It is going to be absolutely unbelievable. We appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. The Kings straight up balling. That was a gutsy effort. I don't know what else to say. You know, they scored the first 8 points of the game, and the Warriors took the lead briefly in the first half for a minute. But the Kings had an answer for everything the Warriors did in this game.
Yeah, they did. And, you know, it felt like the Kings were playing with house money, right? There just wasn't a lot of pressure. And it felt more of a throwback to game 1 and 2, where the defense was there. They held the Warriors to 99, guys, 99 points. And, you know, when they do that, things open up on the offensive end. And Grant, they weren't just sitting there waiting for the 3 ball. They were aggressive. They drove, and it opened things up. So, awesome.
Jerry Reynolds joins us on the postgame. Jerry, the Kings picked a hell of a time to play one of their best games of the season, didn't they?
Well, if you're going to do it, that's a good time. And certainly it was a case the Kings bench won this ball game. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, I thought a lot of interesting things. I thought all 3 of the power guys – Sabonis, Looney, and Draymond Green, none had a good game. So it was all perimeter people that were really productive. And but Malik Monk, I mean, that guy's a game changer. I mean, that guy is a game changer.
Well, you had him as the X factor before this series began. You had him as the guy that would be the difference. And in the games that they've won, Jerry, he's really been the difference.
Yeah, he really has. You know, I didn't know he'd be this much of a difference, but I really did think that, as I said, that he'd have to average at least 18 points a game, which is unbelievable off the bench, and he's done more than that. But, you know, it's just a remarkable win, and I guarantee you. Now, I mean, you know, the champ is alive until you knock them completely out. And so Game 7's, but it's just remarkable, this game. I thought, Coach Brown was brilliant, kind of going to the smaller lineup. Trey Lyles really stretching the floor, have all 5 guys could shoot threes, and then showing some faith with a guy like Terrence Davis, gave you a little something. And then, of course, coming back with Herter, I thought, man, what? I wasn't sure he should do that. And then Kevin got it going for a couple of big baskets. So, a lot to be positive, not just the win, but Coach Brown, I always say, the coach knows his team better than anybody else, and that's real proof of it.
Absolutely. Jerry, before I ask my question, that's one of the nicer shirts I've ever seen you wear on our show.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Look at that.
Yeah, I got that. Some guy on the streets gave that to me. So I thought I'd wear it. I like free stuff.
Very nice.
Ryan, you got to learn, man. If it's free, I'll take advantage.
Yes, sir. So, Jerry, the Kings hold the Warriors to 99 points. How much of tonight's performance was defensive, kind of like a throwback to Game 1 and 2 of this series, and how much was it just the Warriors not clicking on offense?
Well, I thought the defense was really good. I thought the kind of going small really created more problems defensively as well as offensively, and and then certainly the Kings, give them also, I thought was the key, the way they came out to start the game. They came out very physical and established right away that they were going to be in the game. I thought that was good, but the defense was excellent. And I thought you had a couple of Warriors that they count on, like Wiggins and Poole, who really, and Draymond, who really did almost nothing. And so that's the way it is. The Kings, one thing about it, when they have a couple of key guys have off games, their bench is deep enough to make up for it.
Jerry, we talked about only a day off between games 5, 6, and 7. Did the Warriors just look tired and sluggish and slow tonight, or is the Kings just that quick and fast and athletic that it makes them look bad when they're not making shots?
I think a little of both. The Warriors are, they're an older team. Their key guys have played, how many? They played a season or two of preseason and postseason games, and so that takes a toll. Having said all that, I really wouldn't want to make too much of it. It was, the Kings played great, but one game doesn't carry over to the next, as we saw tonight. You just can't take much from one game and apply it to the next. And they've got a lot of heart over there and some great players. So the Kings, to me, have to approach it just the same way. Go out and try to smack them in the mouth early. I thought, Sabonis didn't have a good game, but that's one thing he did do early. He got a couple of blocks and, whammed a couple of guys. And I thought that was really kind of set the tone a little.
Sure, Jerry. And speaking of Sabonis, the Kings actually had a decent amount of success with him off the floor. Did the Kings find something there? And do you think maybe you limit Sabonis's minutes to a degree if you find a certain smaller group that you like in Game 7?
Yeah, I think so. I think with Lyles, he's big enough, because the Warriors really aren't that big. And their biggest guy, Looney, really isn't an offensive player. So you can get by with that. Now, if they were fortunate to advance, I don't know. You'd have to evaluate everything different. But I do think against this Warrior team, you're really not worried about a lot of offense from Green or Looney. So Lyles creates so many problems as a perimeter player. He's physical enough to kind of play those guys. So, I think all wisdom to Coach Mike Brown. He's, he deserved to be unanimous Coach of the Year, regardless of what happens.
Hey, I want to tell you about New Works Plumbing of Sacramento, locally owned for over 20 years. New Works has a fix for you for your plumbing needs and repairs. Just go to newworksplumbing.com or sackserviceplumbing.com, or you can call the number on your screen. Remember, 24/7, they're available. New Works Plumbing they've got to fix for you. Jerry, do you look at this as a toss-up game on Sunday? Do you think the Kings have a little advantage because they're at home? Do you like the Warriors with a slight advantage because of their experience and all the game sevens they played in? How do you handicap this on Sunday?
I honestly, I'd like to. I think it's a toss-up. That's why it's a game 7. Each team has won 3. Obviously, the Kings are a younger team. They're going home, but it's also true the Warriors have proven they can win there, and they're a more experienced and veteran team who's been through a lot of game 7s. So, it'll take the best game the Kings have in order to beat them, and I think that's what they're expecting to have. I have no doubt of what the Warriors won't really come with an all-around game.
Yeah, and Jerry, just to piggyback on that, who do you think has the momentum coming into this game 7? Obviously, you have a banged-up Kings team that just pulled it together, blew out the Warriors tonight, but we're talking about a team that's won 4 of the 8 last championships and just ran off 3 games in a row. So where do you think that momentum lies?
Well, if there is, I think it's with the Kings because they just came off an impressive win and they're going home. So I would give the Kings that advantage. Like I say, I still think it's a toss-up because of who you're playing. I honestly think the Kings might even be they're the deeper team, maybe the better team. But here again, that bunch over there of 3-4 key guys have been on several national world champions, so don't ever count them out.
So, anyways, Jerry Reynolds joining us. Thank you again for being here, Jerry. What did you think about Coach Brown leaving Sabonis in the game with 4 fouls later or early in the third quarter?
Well, I think he has a lot of confidence in Sabonis. He figured like he'd handle it better, and of course he really didn't. He got a really silly foul there late, but then also I think he was confident that this team could play with Lyles. I think he saw enough with Trey Lyles that said, well, if he does get in foul trouble, fouls out, we can play the small lineup. So I think he just had it measured pretty well.
I mean, I don't look at anything in this game as a negative. I mean, you went into their gym when they had a chance to knock you out for the season, and from the very first minute of the game, you pretty much dominated. I'm trying to look for any negatives in this game. Do you see any negatives? I mean, I know Sabonis didn't have double figures. I don't think Harrison Barnes played very well. He only played 15 minutes, so he wasn't really going. I mean, I'm trying to nitpick here. You guys, Jerry, do you see anything that you want to jump on? I don't see any negatives in this.
No, it's all positive. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's always been a team game, and that's one thing this team has done is pick one another up. Obviously, Keegan Murray was brilliant, and of course Monk and Fox were brilliant, and you got an unusually good performance out of Trey Lyles. And as you said, Barnes and Sabonis weren't themselves. Really, Herter wasn't until pretty much the game was in command. So, there's no reason to attach any negativity. You had a big win on the road. Some guys contributed more than others, and the next game it might be a different group.
Absolutely. Jerry Reynolds still joining us here for a few more minutes. So let's just have some fun since there is another elimination game going on. What do you think about the Grizzlies and the Lakers? Do the Lakers close that one out tonight?
I think they will. I hope they don't, but I think they will. I think they are the better team right now, I think. But, the Grizzlies, to their credit, they've been a gritty bunch too. And, if they can get it back to Memphis, then I like their chances.
Yeah.
It's very, very similar circumstances. So, we'll see if the Lakers kind of gotten full of themselves. We'll see. I would actually like to see both of them lose, but if I had to pick, it'd be the Lakers number 1.
Jerry, we really appreciate you coming on. I know you're going to join us on Sunday afternoon, so we look forward to that. Thank you so much, and enjoy your weekend, Jerry.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be hopefully have a more of this kind of atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
You guys.
Take care, Jerry.
Thanks,
Good stuff from
Jerry.
Jerry Reynolds. We really appreciate him coming on. We also appreciate Bennett's 3 locations soon. Rockland is going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. I was at the Roseville location with Jerry Reynolds today. Had a great time talking to Brian and talking about Mother's Day. Hey, don't forget to make your Mother's Day reservations at Bennett's. Just go to bennettsrestaurants.com. Don't forget about the weekend brunch. Don't forget about the weekend prime rib. They have over 50 different types of wine available by the glass. That's Bennett's, Roseville, Sacramento, and soon coming to Rockland. And yes, Ryan, I had the redfish with the soybean for lunch today.
That a boy, Napes. Yeah, can you imagine? You'll be the hero of the house if you get your mother a reservation there on Mother's Day. Oh boy,
I know.
Boy.
Hey, we appreciate it very much, Bruce. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much for the super chat as the Kings win it 118-99. Sunday is going to be epic in the capital city. Epic. It's going to be unbelievable. It is going to be absolutely unbelievable. 12:30 start.
All right, Grant, I'm going there. Where does this compare versus the other Game 7 this team has had in the past?
Well, they had their last Game 7 was in Minnesota.
Right.
The second round, and had the Kings won that game, they would have gone to the Lakers to play them in the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
To me, this is bigger than that. This is not bigger than Game 7 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. I mean, you can't make that comment. If you win that game, you go to the NBA Finals, and in all likelihood, you win the championship. This is the first round, okay? I think what magnifies this Game 7 is that you're playing the defending world champions and a team that most people consider a dynasty. Like, if you were playing, let's say, Memphis in this first round, or even Denver, or the Clippers, or the Suns, yeah, it's big. But I think the fact that it's the Warriors, 90 minutes to the West, defending champs, Hall of Famers, I think that's what really adds to this. But it is still the first round. So I can't compare it to Game 7 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. But I would love to know what people think on our chat line.
Yeah.
What do you think? And so, Ryan, I'll ask you. You tell me what you think.
Grant, I think you can't compare it to the Lakers because of that exact circumstance. It was the Western Conference Finals, and you would have been going to the NBA Finals. But at the same time, there's a lot of people saying the Warriors are playing the best basketball in the Western Conference right now. And you have a chance to beat them in the first round and knock them out. What's that mean? Does that mean you are playing the best basketball in the Western Conference and could be considered at the top of the list as the favorites to come out? Maybe. I don't know. But it's kind of weird. You know, it's bigger than a first round Game 7. Definitely number 2 in my book.
Okay. And I'm fine with that. I mean, and speaking of the Lakers, you may get them in the next round if you're able to win on Sunday. And how freaking unbelievable would that be?
Boy.
Man.
Oh, boy. Has a new rivalry been born here with the Warriors?
Yeah, I think so. But they're gonna be fading because all of their best players are getting ready to retire. All right. Do you have a message for this gentleman? Should I have him email me? Should I give him my email address?
Yeah, go ahead and email us. Some of them were returned. I will reach out to you personally, but everything was sent out again today. So send me an email.
Send me an email to gnapier@gmail.com. I will forward that to Ryan. Again, send an email about the shirts, and we will make sure that we get it taken care of. First of all, I'm so happy that everybody's here on the post-game show. I'm so happy. I mean, the people just around us, pumped up, excited. I'm so excited for the Kings fans. A freaking Game 7 against the Warriors. So when you talked about the rivalry, the reason why I say I don't think so is Curry's on the backside of the mountain after this year. I mean, he's still really good, but he's going to be 36 next year. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. This is the end of an era that will start Sunday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. If the Kings win this is the end of the Warriors dynasty. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Their dynasty's done. All right? And it was a great dynasty, and it will never be taken away. But if the Kings win Sunday, this Golden State era is done. All right? It's done.
Well, it's done as we know it. Yeah.
Correct.
It will be done. Bob Myers, he's a lame duck GM right now, meaning he does not have an extension for those that don't know that term. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot on the line Sunday, but I just go back to my comment when we were asking, or final thoughts for the game. It applies for Game 7. Don't bite your nails. Just enjoy the game like we did tonight, and because it's special whether the Kings lose or not, or lose or win.
Hello to Bangkok. Sawadee Cup. Very good to have you from Bangkok, Thailand. In the whole damn team I trust. Well, you should. You really should. I mean, the thing that I think you talked about this before the game, and I thought you were eloquent and spot on. Enjoy all of this. It's been 16 years of miserable basketball. Your team's moving. No, they're not. Yes, they are. We all went through it together. And you're sharing in this. And I've said this. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks. No fan base deserves this more than you. And if you weren't with us on the pregame, I thought Ryan hit it right on the head. You know what? Win or lose before this game started, sit back, really enjoy and relish what you're watching. And think about how bad it's been and how good it is now and how much joy and excitement that brings to your life. So enjoy this. Enjoy. Listen, it's probably going to be here for a while. But, if De'Aaron Fox blows out his knee in training camp, you know what I'm saying? So, Brian, you were spot on to give that message in the pregame, and you were right on.
Thank you, Nabes. Yeah, and I think that applies to 7. So, this is just a special time. I mean, I'm looking at all the people hanging out here who's come out to all of the watch parties.
It's great.
And
it's great.
It's been absolutely awesome. And, Sunday, what did we say? Just put a cherry on top of it.
We got Cody sitting behind you. He drove 3 hours to get here to be here at the watch party. And he's been at every watch party, I think. He doesn't have a life, I met his wife, which he clearly outkicked his coverage. And yet he's still able to get out of the house to drive 3 hours here back to the peninsula. The guy's unfreaking believable. I mean, right? Cody, there you are.
Hey,
everybody, Cody.
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, there he is.
Yeah.
Unfreaking believable. Wow. Well, you know what? I'm doing this podcast with Ryan because I love you fans. Absolutely love you. Love you. I mean, I talk about this all the time. You all are the freaking best. Plain and simple. And as far as De'Aaron Fox goes, he has elevated himself to superstar status in these playoffs. You agree with that?
Absolutely. Anybody that does not agree with that has a very, very uphill argument.
Man, unfreaking believable. 118-99. And, if you don't like that, you don't like Kings basketball. Oh, boy. All right. All right.
I love it.
Want to tell you about Gold Country Veterinarian Hospital in Auburn, serving the foothills and the greater Sacramento area. A couple of shows ago, I read off all of the urgent procedures that they did on a particular night. It's unbelievable. And I didn't even know that a cat could break its tail, right, Ryan?
Yeah, and then a cat get kicked by a horse, Grant?
Yeah, I know. I mean, but they do everything. And whether it's surgery, ACL, they do dentistry, they have the best pain management protocols. They are a phenomenal veterinarian hospital. Gold Country Veterinarian Hospital. Don't forget about all of the services they can provide for your pet. You see the number on your screen, and we really appreciate them for their sponsorship during these playoffs. Well, the Kings are on their way to a Game 7 in Sacramento.
And Grant, our buddy,
the tickets are going for already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Our buddy Carf, remember, he came by the other night. He's got tickets to Game 7.
Wow.
And he'll be there. He put that in the comments. So a lot of people gambled on that Game 7.
I love that.
And,
you know what?
Now it's paying
off. I love it. You people and you fans deserve this. I really am so happy for you. You deserve it.
You guys. To be an extremely special time for everybody here in this town, and
unbelievable.
And you get to make a choice. You could buy a new Mercedes, or you go to Game 7, whichever way you want it.
Hey, I love it. You can buy a brand new car, or you can go to the game.
So, anyways, Grant was talking about the ticket prices. They are insane. But all right, Kings win tonight, force a game 7. If you missed earlier in the show, we had the great Jerry Reynolds on with us, so go check out the replay as well. Grant, do you think they make any changes going into game 7, or do you ride with it like they did tonight?
I played just the way I did tonight. I wouldn't make any changes. No, I wasn't surprised. I was surprised that De'Aaron Fox was on the floor with 4 minutes left, though. But no, I was not. I thought Mike Brown coached an absolutely splendid game. I thought he was sensational in this game. You're right. I am frozen.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But hey, can you do me a favor? If you are new to our post-game show, can you hit the thumbs up, the like button, and subscribe? We would love it if you would subscribe. Greg's going to game 7. Greg, you are one lucky individual. Here's another one. I'll take game 7 over the car. A lot of people would take game 7 over the car.
Man. I think they would. Somebody said that the game was more important than rent, so it looks like that person's looking for a few tickets. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not the best. You are the best. I'm not. You are. You fans are the freaking best, period. And you know what? I love getting razzed. I love getting razzed from all the Kings fans that are jumping on me because I picked the Warriors to win in a blowout. You should be happy that I did that, okay? That you should say, oh, Grant, you have to pick the Warriors on Sunday. I'll beg you. I'll even put something in your Christmas stocking that you'll really like if you pick the Warriors to win game 7. All right? So, hey, don't worry. I won't disappoint you, okay?
All right. My gosh. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I appreciate this, buddy. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes, it has. And the next 24 hours, even just leading up to game 7, my goodness, it's going to be Kings overload in this place. But yes, Grant, this has been wonderful. And thank you to everybody that's come out to these parties, and especially you, Grant. Thank you so much for coming and making.
Thank you. All right. Hey, if you can't get to the game and you want to be watching a game with a new puppy on your lap, just go to fostersandpaws.org. All right. Fostersandpaws.org, a group of animal advocates. They've got puppies available for adoption right now. That's fostersandpaws.org. Check them out. Have a puppy. They're available right now. Fostersandpaws.org. Some final thoughts, my friend?
Excuse me. You know what? A special night for the Kings to go in, get that done in a hostile environment. And game 7, again, it's going to be a celebration, win or lose. So happy for the fans. Go Kings. I'm going to give it to you and let you take us home, partner.
Well, it's been a long time for this type of a weekend, this type of a moment in Sacramento. Like Ryan said 3 hours ago, cherish this. Share it with your sons, your daughters, your brothers, your sisters, your wife, your husband, your significant other, your neighbors. Cherish this. This is amazing how vibrant this community is, and everyone is talking about the Sacramento Kings. I am so happy for you. You deserve this more than any other fan base in America. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy game 7. And so much, we are grateful. We are so grateful for your support here on If You Don't Like That. For Ryan, Grant Napier, thanks for joining us here on If You Don't Like That. Bye-bye.